In my previous videos, I talked about what the shadow is and the various forms that it can take. Today, I'm going to list some techniques that can be used to consciously identify and interact with these shadow aspects with the goal of reclaiming these hidden parts and integrating them within ourselves. Technique number one, notice moments of intense emotional reaction. So, whenever you react with anger, envy, disgust, fear, jealousy, notice these moments. And then, when you have some quiet space, then think about that behavior or journal about it. Why did I feel that way? What repressed side of me does this behavior show? And that will give you some clues about what it is that you are trying to deny in yourself. Technique number two, whenever you notice that you are projecting, then ask yourself, what am I denying in myself that I am then seeing in this person? In what ways am I similar to this person? And again, that will give us hints to what it is that we are repressing in ourselves but projecting on the other person. And it could be both for negative and positive. Notice your behavior when you react with humor or cynicism or sarcasm, or there are gaffes or slip ups. Notice why that happened, what it is that you were trying to mask. Was there some discomfort in the situation? And then involuntarily you came up with this behavior so that you can address this conflict or this discomfort in yourself. Technique number three, try to think about characters in movies and TV shows that trigger you, both positive and negative. So, these characters that make you feel disgusted or you feel this anger or rage towards them, or the characters that you feel charismatic and you feel awed and inspired by them. See what it is that is creating this pull or push. Try to identify those hidden traits in yourself. Technique number four, whenever you can identify self sabotaging behaviors in yourself. So, let's say you are talking to your partner and the conversation is going on smoothly, but suddenly your partner asks a harmless question and you react in a very exaggerated manner. So, let's say your partner asked you, "What time is it? Don't you think we should head back home? It's getting late." And you react with, uh, I didn't ask you to come here. It was your suggestion. Why are you blaming me for getting late? And then investigate these patterns. Why is it happening? Why are you creating these scenarios? And it could be linked to maybe you have this people pleasing attitude. So even though you didn't want to go out, you played along with your partner because you didn't want to upset them. Or you have this tendency to create drama, and so, even though your partner posed a harmless question, you reacted in a very exaggerated manner to create that drama. Technique number five, actively investigate shadow traits in yourself. And this can be done in a safe space without any external stimuli. So, we actively write down all the positive traits that we think we have, and then try to come up with the opposite of that and see if that is something that we repress in ourselves. So, an example would be, let's say someone is very disciplined, so that being disciplined would be a positive aspect of their personality. But when they think of an opposite, which could be being inflexible, and they try to think how that could be a shadow aspect of themselves, then they think about these scenarios whenever they are late for something or whenever their plan does not work. Then they become really irritated or they become really annoyed. And so, being um, spontaneous or being flexible is something that they have repressed in their personality. So, this is something that we can use and come up with, with these shadow aspects and then take steps to slowly address them and integrate them. Technique number six is active imagination. Here, you directly interact with your unconscious. So you can either have a dialogue, a conversation with your unconscious, or you can use free writing where you just write whatever pops up in your head. And you can interact with your unconscious based on a symbol you saw in a dream, and then you just sit there, create a space for yourself, and then just write whatever comes up without any judgment. Or you can interact, you can think that you're interacting with your unconscious mind. You can close your eyes and think of a dialogue between you and your unconscious where you're asking your unconscious for more input related to the symbol that you saw in your dream, and then just see what comes up. Another form that it can take is you can talk to a part of yourself. So it could be an inner child, or maybe a behavior, let's say social anxiety. Talk to your inner child or this behavior in terms of dialoguing with it or free writing, and just be gentle, show compassion. You cannot go there with brute force asking them to comply. Why are you not complying? Why can't you get your act together so I am more socially adept? That's not the approach that we want to take here. We want to be gentle and approach this part of ourselves in a friendly manner, and ask this part what its needs, desires, and fears are. What is it that it wants from us? Most of the time, first step is to acknowledge it because it has been feeling this fear, this neglect. So slowly approach it. There's no script for this, but just remember, be gentle and slowly develop a relationship with this part. This is not a one and done process. It's establishing a communication with this part, and it will take time. And on the first few tries, nothing may happen. So don't think that something is wrong with you, or your part is completely hidden away and it doesn't even want to surface. Just be patient, take it easy, and slowly you will start seeing that your unconscious responds back to you. Technique number 7 is dream journaling. So, here you maintain a journal in which you notice all your dreams, and then over time, you analyze the patterns that come up in your dreams, and then maybe you can find a mentor with whom you can work to analyze what your dreams are saying, or you can use active imagination to talk to your unconscious about these dream symbols. Next technique, technique number 8, is meditation. So, meditation is quieting of the mind, going inside. And when we go inside, we would have all these thoughts and feelings and emotions that come up. And what we are doing is we are just welcoming them, we are acknowledging them, we are present with them with compassion. So, if any repressed emotions show up, we are sitting there not judging them, but inviting them and being with them. And so, some shadow aspects may show up, some repressed memories and emotions may show up that we kept hidden. But again, we are sitting in a non judgmental way, acknowledging them, inviting them, and showing compassion so that they know that they are acceptable, and slowly then we can integrate them within our psyche. Technique number 9 is body work. Activities like yoga, qigong, dance, bioenergetic exercises can help us release emotions in our body using movement. So, when we use all these different activities, it helps us release these stored emotions and help us get more calm, get more in touch with our bodies, and have that experience of groundedness. Yoga is a great way to release stored trauma in the body. Poses that are built around heart opening and hip opening help us release trauma, and this trauma could be related to repressed emotions and feelings related to fears and desires. So once they come up to surface and we are able to release them, that may help us with feeling better in our bodies and also have access to our own creativity and being able to express our imagination. Technique number 10 is working with a shadow work expert or a Jungian therapist who can help you uncover all these shadow aspects and then integrate them. Technique number 11 is noticing the shadow of someone in our own family. So when we see someone behaving a certain way, especially in the same family, it's easy to see how we might also have certain behaviors which are similar. And again, it's easier to notice the shadow in others, um, but not in ourselves. So noticing someone who's close to us can help us in this regard. Or you can even solicit feedback from your friends and family members about what they notice in you. And once you have all this feedback, then you can compare notes and see what the common patterns are. And that will tell you about different shadow aspects that you are trying to keep repressed. Technique number 12, uncovering your collective shadow. So notice your opinions, your strong viewpoints, your biases and prejudices, and then try to learn about other people's perspectives, viewpoints, read about it, actively engage in conversation in a safe manner, and then slowly try to inculcate other people's perspectives. Stay open. So, these are some of the ways in which we can approach our shadow aspects and then slowly over time communicate with them and integrate them so that we can have this expansive um, experience of our life. But know that this is a long process of communication. You are just opening the channels of communication. So, be gentle with yourself, be compassionate, approach these in a gentle manner. The shadow is not here to be fought, but to be acknowledged. And you also have to understand that behind every repressed aspect, there was a positive intent. It was all about keeping us safe. So we want to acknowledge that and create this channel of communication so that we can grow as a full human being. So, first step is awareness. Whenever we notice these behaviors, whenever we notice our reactions, then we become conscious and then we approach our shadow aspects with curiosity and gentleness. Thanks for watching.